Justin, and I'm here to blog about the 2014 Skate America, the first of the A-list competitions and first competition in the Grand Prix series. I just want to give a loud shout because I'm so excited that figure skating has finally begun. Woo! And most of you probably know me, my Twitter handle, Justin Lambchop. And I have to say it's been super fun tweeting with everyone, and I think it's so awesome that there's an area for all of us hardcore figure skating fans to go online and interact and engage with each other during competitions. I don't know about you all, but none of my friends are hardcore skating fans. So it's super cool to feel part of a community online with everyone else who loves the sport as much as I do. So before I start blogging about the event, I want to first give a few shout outs. And the first one goes out to Edgar. Edgar is a fellow Ashley Wagner fan, and he loves Sasha Cohen and is one of the funniest guys I know. All of his posts make me laugh and smile, and he's super awesome for that. The second shout out goes to Josh, and Josh is super smart and knowledgeable about figure skating and also is one of the nicest guys out there. And Josh, thank you for all of your figure skating updates. It's really great to have you communicate that with everyone interested in the sport. And my last shout out goes to Ryan Vanco. Ryan is a figure skater. He's a beautiful skater and also a beautiful person. And I wish you the best of luck in your training for the upcoming season and upcoming competitions. Okay, so now time to blog about the event. Just wanted to warn you all, I talk really fast because I don't want to make this 50-minute video because I can go on and on about figure skating. So we're going to start with the men's division. Congratulations to Tatsuki Machida for winning the gold medal from Japan. Super awesome. I had a feeling he was going to win the competition right after the short program. He had a really huge lead over Jeremy Abbott in second place in the short. And the biggest thing to note about Tatsuki was that there's a big improvement in his artistry. I could feel him like feeling the music a lot more than he had in the past. Plus, his jumps were nearly flawless, like barely had any errors. He landed a total of 3 quads in the competition, 1 in the short and 2 in the long. It was so amazing. He went into his jumps with 0 hesitation. He's really on a league of his own in terms of the men's field at Skate America. So good for him. I think he won the whole competition by like 35 points over Jason Brown, who won the silver medal. So really great. He had both of his programs choreographed by Philip Mills, and I think Philip did a really great job. His long program was a favorite of mine. It was by Beethoven Symphony No. 9, and I think it works really well for him. Tatsuki is the reigning world and Japanese national silver medalist, so I think this could be a new season for him. I think he could potentially be world champion and even Japanese national champion, depending on Yuzuro's health. I think he's out on injury right now, so this is a really great start for Tatsuki, and hopefully he hasn't peaked too soon. Hopefully he stays consistent throughout the season and does really well. So good job to him. In second place, we have Jason Brown winning the silver medal, home crowd favorite. Yay, Jason! Jason did a really good job. He got the result he needed. I think he needed to win the silver medal. However, I don't think he skated as cleanly as he needed to. The triple axel gave him a lot of problems in this competition. He fell on it in the short, and then he fell on the second triple axel in the long program. And not only did he fall, but he got hit with an under rotation call, which means if you don't complete your rotations in the air, you only get 70% of the base value points. So it's a major loss in points if you get an under rotation call on a jump. And Jason Brown has that problem with the axle. But, he managed to compose himself well, strong, short, despite the fall, and long. He's very artistic, so that was good. I'm not a big fan of his new programs, short or long. I don't hate them. I just think they need time to grow on me. And it's unfortunate because he had 2 great programs last season. Not only the River Dance, but the Prince Melody short program, which I actually liked a little more than the long program, not gonna lie. Excuse me. But I think there's time for that program to grow on us. he needs to improve his program component scores. You want to compare those to Tatsuki. Tatsuki's long program component scores were 88, and Jason Brown's were 81. So, there's still room for improvement for Jason, but overall, I think it was good that he got the silver medal. He just needs to work on fixing that second triple axel in the long program and make sure he lands it cleanly in the short. Otherwise, I think he's on his way to being the leading U.S. male skater. So good job to him. I also wasn't a fan of the outfits in both of his programs. It almost seemed like he was trying to get ready for Halloween, but that's just superficial stuff. Maybe I'll love his costumes and his programs by the time Nationals comes around. So yeah, he was barely in second. We want to note that by 2 points. So really lucky for him. So he needs to make sure that he's really clean in his programs. Um, and I actually think the judges were a bit generous. I probably would have had Jason Brown in third place, but congratulations to him on getting bronze. So hopefully he learns from this experience. Now in third place was a surprise finisher in the men's by Nguyen from Canada. He is the reigning world champion, so go Nam. I believe he was 7th in the short program. Yeah, he was 7th, and he rallied to be in 3rd overall, and I believe he was 2nd in the free program over Jason Brown. So great job. Nam learned a valuable lesson, and that is to skate clean. And what was super impressive was that he landed a quad Salchow in the long program cleanly. All of his jumps were clean. His program component scores were really low, which made sense. He's 16, he's young, not as fast on the ice. He has time to grow. The big thing here was that he made a good impression on his first Grand Prix senior international debut. Good for him. I don't think he even expected to win a medal, and the fact that he did was amazing. Let's see. What else did I write in my notes? Sorry, I'm looking down at them. Fun fact, his long program tech score was only 2 points behind Tatsuki's. So the real difference there was in the program component scores. But I imagine that those will go up the more that Nam Nguyen competes internationally. So let's hope for the best for Nam, and he has a bright future ahead of him. And I actually prefer him over Kevin Reynolds. I'm not a big fan of Kevin Reynolds, so I have a new favorite Canadian male skater. And I also think he can outskate any of the American men technically. No question about whether the American men can land the technical elements. It's about them packaging everything together, technical and artistry, under the pressure of an A-list competition, which I'm not sure any American men has been great at yet. Hopefully that can change soon, but I'm a fan of Nguyen. Go Canada, go! So good job to him. The rest of the field suffered from mistakes. We have Dennis Ten, Olympic bronze medalist in Sochi, popping a lot of jumps, making silly errors. Maybe he's not fully recovered from injury, but it was quite a shame. I actually expected Dennis to medal here at Skate America, so it's unfortunate that he did not. And then in 5th place, we have Jeremy Abbott. And I gotta say, I'm not very surprised by that. Even when he finished 2nd after the short program, I had a feeling that he would still not be on the podium. And it was funny because he skated a clean short program, and he looked relaxed. His face was relaxed, didn't look nervous at all. But then he looked like he was thinking about it too much before his long program began. And I think I tweeted, Jeremy, stop thinking about it and just skate. And he ended up falling all over the place. So that's quite unfortunate. I don't know what else to say about Jeremy. I'm not sure if he's going to be national champion again. I'm not sure if he's going to be able to be on the world podium. It sounds like that's why he's sticking around. But we'll have to see. All right, so moving on from the men's, let's talk about the pairs. Congratulations to Yuko and Alexandra Smirnov for winning the gold medal here. They were on a league of their own, as well as Tatsuki Machida, and it was pretty impressive. They're from Russia, and they had to take the last few seasons off because Alexander was recovering from an injury. So That was unfortunate that they missed the Olympic year, but they actually looked like they did not take any time off at all. I think they were very like energetic and explosive, super artistic, doing super difficult uh, elements on the ice for both the short and the long. I actually forgot about them for a little bit, and I saw them in the warm up, and I went, "Oh, I remember that team, and I used to like them." So it's good to see them back. It was a nice surprise to me. They were in first place by 26 points, so they were the clear choice for the gold medal. And let's see here. Their quad Salchow was a success in the long program. It earned them 8.57 points. And they also did a super difficult triple toe sequence. Not so many pair teams do that. You see more double axel sequences. So good for them. It was really, really good to see them doing those challenging elements. And also their component scores were the highest of the bunch, ranging from the mid 8s to the low 9s. Congratulations to them. It was good to see them out again. What was even more impressive in my book, though, were the American teams, Haven Denney and Brandon Frazier, placing second place. Now, you all need to help me out here. Do you remember when was the last time an American team placed second in a Grand Prix event? I don't know the answer to that. Maybe it was in the mid 2000s, if not the late 90s. So let's all try to find the answer to that because it was really impressive. And you know what? I think they deserved it. They skated a really clean program, and skating clean for them is important. Love the Lion King long program. It's very theatrical, regal, and Haven Denney has good attack on her jumping elements. She reminds me of her sister Katie a whole lot because they're very athletic on the ice. So it's really good to see them perform that long program. Let's see, and they beat the Chinese by 2 points. So it was a close second place finish at Skate America for Team USA. And the key for them in the future is really to skate clean because their component scores are really low. And hopefully that changes after more competitions and more outings in front of the international judges. But, skate clean is your golden ticket to success, my friends. Just to give an example of how low their component scores are, if for the long program, their component scores were 58 in comparison to 62 by the Chinese team. And the Chinese team made a lot of errors and still ended up with the 62 in their component scores. I actually disagree with the 62. I thought the Chinese were overscored, but nothing I can do about it. So speaking of the Chinese, they actually ended up winning the bronze medal here. We had Cheng and Hao winning the bronze after quite a few errors in the long program and a fall by Cheng in the short program. So it was good that they won the bronze, but not a good skate for them. I think their goal was to skate clean in order to be perceived as the new leading Chinese pairs team on the world scene. So, yeah, too bad for them. They did a quad twist in the long program, so that was good. But it was just followed by so many sloppy errors. I think Cheng fell on a singles jump and maybe a throw jump. No, I'm getting that wrong. But she fell a few times. And they should be lucky because their program component scores were high, even with the mistakes in their program. So congratulations to the medalists. In fourth and fifth place, we have the remaining U.S. pairs team at Skate America. In fourth place were Alexa and Chris. It was a very disappointing showing for them. I don't know about you all, but I want to root for Alexa and Chris. They actually tug at my heartstrings, and I think physically and aesthetically they look great on the ice together, but they can never perform cleanly. I think they have a lot of trouble in their side-by-side jumps, and they actually had a few more errors here at Skate America in their long program. So it was kind of tough to see. A few months ago, they were my vote to be the next national champion. Oh, excuse me. To be the next pairs champion for the US, but I don't think the odds are in their favor anymore, especially if they keep skating like this. I will be honest, I didn't pay too much attention to Haven and Brandon earlier, but after seeing their skate at Skate America, I'm gonna bet money that they're going to be the national champions at nationals. But who knows? Like, but I don't think Chris and Alexa are the clear winner or the clear choices for the winner anymore as they once were. So that's unfortunate. And in fifth place, we had Max Settlage and Madeline Aaron. So congratulations to them. It was a good showing for them at their senior international Grand Prix debut. Madeline has nice lines. I like her stretch in the legs, and they're a very artistic team. Um, uh, they placed fifth here because they kind of have low technical scores as well as program component scores. Hopefully, those continue to go up with each competition. But I'm excited to see what they'll do in the future. I'm not sure if they're U.S. nationals gold medal potential, but they have potential to at least make the podium at nationals. I like that team a lot, and it's going to be exciting to see how they do at Skate Canada, which, by the way, I'll be there live, so I'll be rooting for them in Kelowna. So good luck to them. Now, we're going to move on to my favorite discipline, the ladies. Woo! And congratulations to Elea Radionova for her first senior international Grand Prix win. She takes the gold medal here over fellow Russian skater Elizaveta Tuktumysheva and hometown favorite Gracie Gold. And I'm a fan of Elena. I think she's very infectious and energetic and effervescent, and she really has strong attack on her jumps, zero hesitation. If there is one big criticism that either I or many of you all have of her skating is that it lacks strong maturity, it lacks polish, and I gotta say, it makes sense. She's 15. I think her energetic attitude on the ice will take her to very far places, and her jumping skills, she almost never gets an under rotation call, no matter how difficult her first landing of a triple triple combination is. She always pulls out the second triple jump, and I admire her for that. So that's really great for her. After the short program, it was really clear to see that a Russian was going to win Skate America. Gracie Gold was just too far behind after the short program. I thought Gracie was going to medal still, but I knew she wasn't going to win gold. So congratulations once again to Elena. In second place was Elizaveta Tuktumysheva. In second place, with the silver medal, she lost the competition due to her long program. She had way too many jumping errors, and that was unfortunate. But it was still a good showing for her. Many of you remember that she had a lot of struggles last season. Her jumps were gone, her body was changing, and it was really unfortunate because I think a lot of people in Russia were expecting her to be a top performer in Sochi, and she didn't even make the Olympic team for Russia. But it's good to see that she's back. It seems like she enjoys skating, and she's actually coming off a few wins. I think she won 3 gold medals already this season from her senior B competition. So good for her. She's putting in the hard work, the time, the effort, and so a silver medal is definitely something she should be proud of here at Skate America. So congratulations to her. Another thing, I thought it was super cute that she was able to laugh off the fact that she tripped at the end of her short program or her long program in front of the judges at Skate America. So I'm glad that that little minor mistake didn't upset her. So it was good to see that, and it was cute. So in third place, we have Gracie Gold, U.S. national champion. And I would say it was a disappointing showing for Gracie. I think she was expected to win. I think she should have won, or she should have won if she skated clean. And she's capable of winning. So it was unfortunate to see her underperform and not meet people's expectations. Had a lot of mistakes, was super tight on her jumps in both the short and long programs. So it was actually kind of disappointing to see. I'm pretty sure she's glad that she received the medal. I think she needed to at least do that. But it really should have been gold or silver if she wanted to establish herself as the leading U.S. lady on the international skating scene. A fun fact is that in the long program, her tech score was lower than both the Russians, Soyun Park, Sam, Mariah Nagasu, and Brooklyn Han from Australia. Granted, they may have been by a few points, but the fact that she lost technically to those skaters is really not a good thing for Gracie. And I want to take a moment to talk about Gracie Gold, because it seemed like after the Sochi Olympics, everyone kind of expected her to be the next leading ladies of U.S. figure skating. And I actually thought that made sense. It seemed like Ashley's time had passed. And don't get me wrong, I'm a big fan of Ashley's. She's my girl. But you know, it seemed like her time has passed. Her jumps were not as consistent. So Gracie Gold was the clear choice. But she made a lot of mistakes this season in her senior B competition and here at Skate America. And I think if you want to be perceived as a top skater internationally, you have to skate clean or near perfect at almost every competition. And Gracie just hasn't done that. I understand that she peaks later on the season, but something's going to have to change. And it worries me that she hasn't mastered that yet after being with Frank Carroll for about like 8 months. So hopefully Gracie can find her rhythm later on in the season and start dominating, because I think she's going to have to if she wants to make the world podium this year. So I hope the best for her. So in fourth place was Samantha Cesario, which is my favorite U.S. lady skater. I love her style on the ice. I love, you know, the fashion of her costumes, and I love her personality. I was really hoping she would medal, but that's okay. A fourth place finish is an improvement from fifth place from last year. So congratulations to her. She was very gutsy in the short program, going for the triple flip, triple loop combination. I remember reading that in an Ice Network article, and I thought it was a typo because I went, that sounds like a really difficult combination for Sam, but it wasn't. She actually went for it. Now, the thing to note here is that she got hit with an under rotation call in the triple loop. However, she still earned more points in the end than if she would have done like a triple flip double toe cleanly. So maybe that's going to be a strategy for her in the future, is, you know, she's still gaining points even though she's under rotating that triple loop. But if she can rotate the triple loop, I think it will put her much higher on the standings internationally, because she did receive a personal best score in her short program of 58 points. So congratulations to her. She's making improvements. Her spins seem to be at a level 3, and they were at a level 2 before, so they're now level 3. Hopefully she can work to get them to be level 4s, and hopefully she can learn to skate with a little bit more speed. I think that would help her program component scores a lot more. And in her long program, she unfortunately was hit with the under rotation call as well for her triple loop, half loop, triple salchow combination, and the salchow was given the under rotation call. So hopefully she can improve that. But yeah, good showing for Sam. And then next, I want to talk about Mariah Nagasu, who finished in 6th place. Now, even though she finished in 6th, she rallied back from having a 10th place finish after the short program. So really good for her. I don't think this was the showing that she was looking to have at Skate America. You know, I don't know what to say. She really needed to skate a lot better technically, and her program component scores aren't as high as they once were. She didn't look like she enjoyed skating all that much. Like, she needed to have more fire and energy inside of her as opposed to just completing the elements. I mean, she gets level 4 spins. She's always been a good spinner, but she needs to improve on her in between the elements moves, and also to get her jumps around. In the long program, she was hit with 5 under rotation calls. 5. That's a big damage to your technical score. I can only imagine that Tom C is working really, really hard with her. But at some point, you know, she needs to find the fire inside of her to make her want to go out and attack those jumps in competitions. You know, her next Grand Prix event is Rostelecom Cup. You know, hopefully she could bring it then. But this was not a good showing for Mariah. Yeah, what do you guys think? I just wish her the best. I hope training in Colorado goes well. We'll have to wait and see. I don't think she's anywhere close to being at the top of the lady skaters in the US. Not until she get those jumps all the way around. So that's my opinion on Mirai Nagasu. It was good to see her rally back though. Like 6th place is much better than 10th after the short program. So the last thing I want to touch on is the ice dancing. Now, normally I don't comment on ice dance a lot because I know nothing, and I mean zip nothing about ice dance because I just don't watch it. I don't follow it as much, but I had time this weekend, and so I followed the short dance and the free dance because I was excited to see the American pairs, the Shibutanis, as well as Madison Chock and Evan Bates. And here's my opinion on them. So everyone knows by now, you know, you're watching my video because you like skating so much. Madison and Evan walked away with the gold medal over the Shibutanis, and it seems like the different dance teams have different like fan groups, and so my opinion is going to come from someone like totally like, you know, without any bias towards either dance team. It seemed like online most people were wondering who the next leading dance team was going to be with the retirement of Meryl and Charlie. It seems pretty clear that it's going to Madison Chock and Evan Bates. You can kind of see that when you download the protocols. Madison and Evan have a lot more 3s in the grade of execution marks for both the short and the free dance as opposed to the Shibutanis. You know, most people I read on Twitter were complaining that the Shibutanis were in 2nd place, even though Madison and Evan might have seemed a little bit more sloppy. The only way I can explain that, I think, is that Madison and Evan were given a lot more points for taking bigger risks, for doing those more difficult technical elements, even though some other parts of their dance were sloppy. I think that's the best way I can explain it. Let me know if you agree or disagree, because I know nothing about ice dance, I'll admit that. And here's an example of that. For the free dance, Madison and Evan received a 50 for their technical mark, whereas the Shibutanis received a 46. However, in the program component scores, they were much closer because Madison and Evan received a 51.86, and the Shibutanis received a 49.95 in the program component scores. So artistically, they're kind of at a similar level. So the bigger difference is in the technical mark. Hope that makes sense. That's coming from an outsider without any fan bias. But that is it. Everyone, thank you so much for following along on Twitter and following me. If you followed me and I could tell you were a figure skating fan, I followed you back. And thanks for watching this video. Next weekend, I'll actually be in Skate Canada live. I live here in Seattle, and it's about a 1-hour flight to Canada, so I thought that'd be much easier than flying 5 hours to Chicago. So I'll be there live, and I'll make another video after the competition and post it on Twitter for you all to watch. And thank you so much, and I will make another video then. Bye, everyone!